Love, a powerful force that can unite and transform our lives, is often overshadowed by attachment. This feeling, although natural, can generate suffering when it turns into excessive need or emotional dependence. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that seeks happiness through virtue and reason, offers a unique perspective on how to love without attachment and cultivate healthier, longer-lasting relationships. Today, we will delve deeper into love, one of the most intense experiences in life, but one that is often accompanied by a feeling of attachment that can generate suffering. In an increasingly fast-paced and demanding world, finding authentic and lasting love has become a constant search. An ancient philosophy that has stood the test of time, Stoicism offers us a unique perspective on love and relationships. How can we love without attachments and build stronger, more meaningful connections? What if we could love without the chains of fear of loss? How can we love fully without losing our emotional freedom? Loving without attachment does not mean loving less, but loving more consciously and freely. It involves accepting the other person as they are, without trying to change them, and recognizing that our happiness does not depend exclusively on them. Love without attachment does not imply indifference or lack of affection, but rather a deep understanding of the impermanent nature of things and the importance of preserving our inner freedom. It is a love based on mutual respect and acceptance, rather than need and possession. The Stoics, philosophers of ancient Greece and Rome, offer us valuable tools to cultivate healthier, more lasting love. This philosophy teaches us to accept the inevitable with equanimity, to find beauty in simplicity, and to live in harmony with nature. In essence, Stoicism offers us a path to inner freedom, freeing us from the slavery of negative emotions and the constant search for pleasure. Dive with me on this journey of self-discovery as we explore ancient Stoic teachings. We will learn how to love without attachment, cultivating serenity in the midst of chaos, and finding an inner refuge that allows us to navigate life with peace, resilience, and happiness. Let us then delve into the Stoic universe to unravel the complex relationship between love and attachment. Love versus attachment. Let's delve into the Stoic universe to unravel the complex relationship between love and attachment. Let's explore how this ancient philosophy invites us to transmute attachment into a freer and fuller love, freeing ourselves from the emotional chains that often bind us. In doing so, we will discover how to cultivate more authentic and meaningful relationships. This ancient philosophy invites us to travel along a path where emotions are recognized, but do not enslave us. We can cultivate a freer and more authentic love, freeing ourselves from the chains of attachment and embracing the wisdom of living in the present. Attachment is the need for someone or something to always be present in our lives. It is a fear of loss that makes us cling to people and things, even when they hurt us. This attachment can generate anxiety, jealousy, and suffering. Stoicism, a philosophy rooted in the logic of managing emotions to lead a virtuous life, offers us valuable insights, teaching us that love in its purest form is a generous act of will, a choice to wish the best for others without the need for reciprocity or possession. Stoicism, a philosophy that invites us to cultivate virtue and self-control, provides us with a unique perspective on love. True love is not a passive feeling, but a conscious decision to act with kindness and generosity toward others. It is an act of will that transcends selfish desires and seeks the well-being of others without expecting anything in return. This type of love manifests itself in its purest form, unshackled by social expectations or the pressures of codependency. It is a genuine affection that flourishes in a terrain free of conditions and demands, allowing both individuals to express themselves authentically and without reservation. By freeing yourself from the attachment patterns that often characterize relationships, this love becomes an enriching and liberating experience. Unlike ties based on need or possession, this love is based on mutual respect and sincere admiration. It is an affection that does not seek to fill in gaps or satisfy shortcomings, but rather celebrates the individuality of each person. Freed from the chains of dependency, this love becomes a source of strength and personal growth for both individuals. Attachment, on the other hand, can often be confused with love. Attachment, rooted in fear of loss and insecurity, prompts us to cling to people or things as if they were lifelines, creating a dependency that can stifle true emotional connection. The Stoics warn us about the danger of excessively clinging to people or things. By allowing our happiness to be so conditioned by external factors, we are giving up our personal power. It's like handing the keys to our inner peace to others, leaving them with the ability to alter our emotional states as they please. The Stoics invite us to cultivate a deep acceptance of life, a concept they call amor fati. This philosophy teaches us to look with serenity at both moments of joy and challenges, understanding that they are all part of the fabric of our existence. By embracing amor fati, we cultivate an unbreakable inner peace, as we recognize that resisting what is inevitable only causes us suffering. Let's consider how this applies to our relationships. Loving without attachment is choosing a deep and genuine connection, where both we and those we love feel free to be authentic. It is a commitment to honesty and mutual respect, which allows us to grow together without feeling bound by expectations or fears. We allow our partners the freedom to be themselves without the pressure to conform to our expectations. This does not mean that we do not care deeply or passionately, but rather that our emotional state does not depend solely on the actions or feelings of others. It is about supporting rather than controlling, understanding rather than demanding, and Stoic practices such as mindfulness and reflection enhance our understanding of these concepts. By periodically examining our motives and reactions, we can begin to appreciate present moments with our loved ones without lingering worry about future uncertainties. This not only strengthens our relationships, but also aligns us with the Stoic virtues of wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation, all crucial to cultivating lasting and fulfilling connections. So as we journey through the complexities of human emotions, Stoicism provides a beacon that guides us to love more wisely. It reminds us that while we cannot control the feelings or choices of others, we can always choose how we respond to and contribute to our relationships. By fostering a generous love free from the heaviness of attachment, we open ourselves to a more resilient and joyful life. The importance of self-love and personal growth. It's easy to overlook the importance of self-love, especially when we're caught up in the whirlwind of external relationships. But Stoicism places a strong emphasis on the idea that to truly love others, we must first cultivate a deep sense of self-love and personal growth. This is not about selfishness, but about self-respect and self-awareness, essential ingredients for any healthy relationship. We often get lost in the labyrinth of connections we forge with others, neglecting a fundamental aspect: love for ourselves. Stoicism reminds us that to build authentic, lasting relationships, we must first build a solid foundation within ourselves. Cultivating self-love is like watering the roots of a tree. Only when it is healthy and strong can it offer abundant fruits to those around it. Stoicism teaches us that personal growth arises from our commitment to becoming better human beings through the pursuit of virtue and wisdom. The continuous examination of our character and our actions, the effort to improve ourselves, leads us to be more resilient and adaptable in the face of life's challenges. When we know ourselves deeply and value our own company, we are less likely to seek fulfillment or validation from others, which is a common trap that leads to attachment and tension in relationships. Self-love in Stoicism also means accepting ourselves fully, including our flaws and imperfections. It encourages us to treat ourselves with kindness and compassion, which in turn teaches us how to extend this treatment to others. This is crucial because in relationships, conflict often arises not from outright disagreement, but from our reactions to perceived slights or failures in both ourselves and our partners. Additionally, personal growth involves establishing personal boundaries that are healthy and respectful of both our well-being and that of others. These boundaries are not walls, but rather guidelines that help us interact with others in a way that maintains our dignity and respects our values. For example, knowing when to say no or when to step back and allow others space can be powerful acts of self-love and respect. In practice, Stoicism encourages us to engage in daily reflections that can be a form of meditation or journaling to better understand our progress in self-love and personal growth. These reflections help us stay aligned with our core values and goals, ensuring that our actions consistently reflect our true selves. Ultimately, embracing self-love and personal growth leads to richer, more meaningful relationships. It allows us to offer a love that is not conditional or burdened with expectations, but is generous and pure by fostering a strong sense of self and a commitment to personal ethics. We prepare to enter into relationships that are not only loving, but also deeply transformative. Stoicism provides a compelling lens through which to explore this phenomenon at its core. How does attachment occur? Uncertainty and fear are the foundations on which we build many of our attachments. The feeling of impending loss or the belief of being insufficient prompts us to cling to people, objects, or situations that we perceive as sources of security and stability. This longing for the known and aversion to the unknown are psychological defense mechanisms that, while they may provide us with short-term comfort, often prevent us from growing and experiencing new possibilities. Stoicism, a philosophy that teaches the art of emotional regulation and the pursuit of virtue through rational thinking, offers deep insights into how to manage these fears. From a Stoic perspective, attachment arises when we allow our happiness to depend excessively on external factors, whether possessions, people, or situations. The Stoics taught that by investing our emotional well-being in things outside our control, we set ourselves up for disappointment and distress. They advocated an internal detachment from external results, emphasizing that true satisfaction comes from within and is based on our ability to maintain virtue in the face of life's fluctuations. Let's imagine the common scenario where someone fears losing the affection or approval of a loved one. This fear can lead to behaviors aimed at keeping the other person close at all costs, often manifesting as jealousy, possessiveness, or neediness. Such behaviors are not expressions of love, but signs of attachment. They not only undermine the individual's peace of mind, but also strain the very relationships they hope to preserve. Stoicism teaches us to embrace amor fati, or love of one's destiny, which means accepting and loving everything that happens, understanding that life events are pleasant or unpleasant. They are opportunities for personal growth and development. This acceptance is not a passive resignation, but an active commitment to life, seeing each event as an opportunity to practice virtues such as patience, courage, and understanding. Additionally, modern Stoics practice mindfulness and reflection to recognize early signs of unhealthy attachment through daily meditations. They remind themselves of the impermanence of all things and the importance of focusing on their own actions and responses, rather than trying to control the uncontrollable. This helps them develop a form of love that is healthier, more stable, and free from the anxieties of attachment in relationships. This Stoic approach means loving freely and wholeheartedly while accepting the natural ebbs and flows of human connection. It encourages people to invest in their personal growth and value others, not just for what they provide, but for who they are. By understanding how attachment forms and employing Stoic strategies to mitigate its influence, we can enjoy more meaningful and lasting relationships that contribute to our overall well-being and happiness. Stoic exercises for detachment Stoicism, far from being a theoretical and distant philosophy, invites us to a path of personal transformation through constant practice. To cultivate detachment, essential in the Stoic life, we are presented with a series of exercises designed to strengthen our mind and emotions. These tools are not mere abstract concepts, but concrete strategies that allow us to navigate the turbulence of life with greater serenity and resilience. By incorporating these exercises into our routine, we can transcend the challenges of excessive attachment and discover deeper inner peace. One of the central Stoic practices for cultivating detachment is negative visualization. This may sound a little daunting at first, but it is a deeply effective tool. The idea is to periodically contemplate the loss of things we value. This could mean imagining life without certain relationships, possessions, or even our current lifestyle. The purpose is not to dwell on sadness, but to appreciate what we have now and prepare ourselves emotionally for any possible changes in the future. This practice teaches us not to take things for granted and helps lessen the shock and pain that might accompany real losses. Another key exercise is the discipline of desire, which involves training ourselves to want only what is within our control. Stoics divide things into two categories: what we can control, our own thoughts, behaviors, and reactions, and what we cannot control, including other people's behavior and most of life's circumstances. By focusing our energy and desires on our own actions, we can remain more emotionally stable and satisfied with our lives, regardless of external circumstances. The Stoics advocate rigorous discipline that includes the practice of voluntary deprivation. This may manifest itself in temporarily giving up comforts, such as a hot shower, pleasurable meals, or the use of electronic devices. Through these practices, we seek to strengthen character and cultivate the virtue of temperance. The reason behind this practice is to strengthen our ability to cope with adversity and decrease the fear of discomfort that often leads to attachment. If we can be content with less and handle smaller things, we are less likely to feel destabilized when bigger challenges are presented to us. Lastly, reflection plays a crucial role in Stoic practice. Regular self-examination, whether through journaling or meditation, allows us to evaluate our attachments and question their hold on us. It provides a moment to step back, look at our lives, and realign our actions with our values. Reflection helps us recognize when we are falling into dependency and provides the clarity necessary to correct our course. Integrating these exercises into daily life not only improves our ability to detach in a healthy way, but also enriches our overall experience of life. These Stoic practices help us build resilience, reduce anxiety about the uncontrollable, and improve our relationships by fostering a more genuine, less needy connection with others. Foster sustainable relationships. Stoicism, with its rich history and deep insights into human behavior, offers invaluable guidance for fostering sustainable relationships in a world where relationships can be as fluctuating as the stock market. Stoicism teaches us to anchor our connections in elements of understanding virtues and mutual growth that ensure the longevity and depth of our interactions. Fostering sustainable relationships through Stoicism is at the heart of the principle of living in accordance with nature, which includes accepting and loving people as they are, not as we wish them to be. This acceptance goes hand in hand with the Stoic idea of focusing only on what we can control. We cannot control the feelings, behaviors, or thoughts of others, but we can control our reactions to them. This perspective helps reduce conflict by directing our energy toward our responses rather than trying to change the other person. Stoicism also emphasizes the importance of viewing relationships as opportunities for mutual growth. Every interaction with another person gives us the opportunity to practice virtues such as patience, empathy, and understanding. For example, when disagreements arise, instead of reacting with anger or frustration, we can see these situations as opportunities to practice patience and deeply understand another person's point of view. This not only helps resolve conflicts more effectively, but also strengthens the bond by building a foundation of respect and appreciation for each other's perspectives. Additionally, Stoicism encourages maintaining independence within relationships. It's not about emotional distance, but that each person cultivates their own well-being and virtues. By each focusing on their personal growth and happiness, the relationship is less likely to suffer from codependency and is more likely to thrive thanks to the contribution of two completely independent and fulfilled individuals. The approach aligns with the Stoic belief that external factors should not dictate our inner peace and happiness. Lastly, communication plays a critical role in sustainable Stoic relationships. Stoicism teaches us to be honest and direct in our interactions. This transparency fosters trust and prevents misunderstandings that often lead to resentment or detachment. It also involves showing genuine interest in the well-being of others and regularly engaging in conversations that go beyond superficial topics, thus deepening the connection. Incorporating these Stoic principles not only helps in romantic relationships, but also in friendships, family dynamics, and professional interactions by promoting understanding, growth, independence, and clear communication. Stoicism provides a timeless framework for building relationships that are not only lasting, but also enriching and fulfilling. As we conclude our journey through Stoicism and its application to cultivating deeper, more meaningful relationships, we are reminded of the rich and practical wisdom this ancient philosophy offers. Stoicism not only helps us face life's challenges with grace, it also allows us to build resilient, fulfilling connections deeply rooted in mutual respect and personal growth. It teaches us that true strength in a relationship comes from understanding patience and courage, from staying true to ourselves while generously accepting others. By embracing the Stoic principles we have explored, we separate ourselves from overwhelming emotional dependencies and can improve our ability to give and receive genuine love. We have discovered today that self-love is the foundation on which we build healthy relationships. By investing time and energy in our personal development, we cultivate greater self-esteem and self-confidence. This, in turn, allows us to set healthy boundaries in our relationships, express our needs assertively, and value authentic connections. Accepting the natural flow of life, with its emotional ups and downs, teaches us to be more resilient and face the challenges of relationships with greater wisdom and compassion. It's like growing a garden. If we take care of our own roots, the flowers of our relationships will bloom more vibrantly and lastingly. Stoicism has taught us that strong relationships are the result of sincere and open dialogue, where both parties strive to understand and support each other. By growing together and learning from our shared experiences, we strengthen the bonds that bind us and build lasting connections. Stoicism has shown us that the most lasting relationships are those built on the foundations of clear communication, shared growth, and intelligent management of our expectations and reactions. It is time to integrate these teachings into your daily interactions and personal reflections. Stoicism is not just a set of abstract ideas, but a set of practical tools for navigating daily life. It is a manual for cultivating deep and lasting relationships, for loving with wisdom, and for building a full life even in the face of adversity. Stoicism teaches us to live intentionally, to value what really matters, and to strengthen the bonds that connect us with others. More than just a philosophy, Stoicism is a practical guide to living well, loving wisely, and fostering relationships that not only last, but thrive in the face of life's inevitable challenges. Thank you for accompanying me along this journey of knowledge of detachment, through a path that leads us, hand in hand with Stoic wisdom, towards reflection and the enjoyment of full love. If you liked our topic today, give us a like and subscribe to the channel so that we can continue together, learning from the timeless philosophy of Stoicism.